And now for the starting lineups first, for the Cougars, wearing number 1, Sando Hill. Number 3, Trey Ward. Number 13, Jordan Streeter. Number 21, Andre Brandon. And number 30, Cedric Johnson, head coach. Mr. Robert Ford, his assistants, Jeff Willis and Devin Johnson. And now, let's meet the starters for our 2023 Rochester University men's basketball team. He's a 6-foot junior guard, wearing number 1, Ronnie Parker. A 6'3" senior guard, wearing number 3, Anthony Chukka. A sophomore 5'11" guard, wearing number 11,
On the beautiful campus of Rochester University and inside of Garth Pleasant Arena, this is Warriors basketball on the Rochester Sports Network. Stephen MacDonald here saying hello everyone and welcome to our broadcast as the Rochester Warriors host the St. Xavier Cougars to begin the Travis Bass Classic. Rochester picked up a big 116-59 win on homecoming last Saturday to open their 2023 season. Meanwhile, the Cougars tip off their 2023 campaign this evening, coming off a 24-win season in 2022. It's the Warriors and the Cougars next on the Rochester Sports Network. Gunnar Walters at the logo with it. His team in the home gray this evening, a bump and a foul on the drive by Walters. His team will work left to right across your screen. To begin the game, it's Brody Parker, Anthony Shukai, Gunnar Walters, the guards, Stavros Polatoglu and Brandon McReena, are the forwards for the Warriors. On the other side, for St. Xavier, the guards are Trey Ward, Cedric Johnson, and Sando Hill. The forwards are Jordan Streeter and Andre Brandon, the 5 to begin the game for the Cougars. Driving, kicking it this side for Sando Hill. 20 on the shot clock. We're 30 seconds in from Garth Pleasant Arena. Tried to cut towards the basket. Did Andre Brandon. The pass gets away from Jordan Streeter out of bounds. Driving, turning in the lane was Shukai. He'll go deep into the paint for Polatoglu. He'll turn, hook, and hits. First basket of the ball game goes to the Warriors. And Stavros Polatoglu. Walters on the ball defensively for the Warriors. Go inside, send it back outside. Straightaway three is up. Pulled down offensive board. And we'll get a jump ball underneath the hoop. Andre Brandon got the offensive rebound. Inbound comes to Brandon. He'll post up, 15 to shoot, turns, draws a double team. They'll send it back outside. Poked loose inside, taken away by the Warriors. We'll see which way this goes, out of bounds. And we'll go the other way with Rochester. Warriors as Parker goes towards the baseline, puts up a wild shot, can't hit. Offensive rebound put back up and in. Back-to-back buckets for Polatoglu. 4-0 Warriors. Driving to the lane with the finger roll finish goes Jordan Streeter. Streeter, a freshman from Chicago, Illinois. They'll send this outside, stepping up. Parker for three. Smacked it off the heel of the rim that time. Went 5 for 6 from three-point range a week ago, did Brody Parker. Backing down, Andre Brandon. Goes across paint, lay it up high off glass, and puts it down. Tack on the foul to that. Free throw good for the Cougars. 1 point lead for St. Xavier. Shukai caught a body on his way to the rim, put up a shot, no. They'll send it over Hill. Into the corner it goes for Streeter. His pass tipped by Polatoglu, taken away by the Warriors. 2-on-1 the other way, spin it off glass, no, from Brody Parker. Parker to the free throw line. Backdoor cut for McRena, and he'll lay it in. McRena led the Warriors in their opener last Saturday. 21 points, 9 rebounds in the win. 3 is up and through for Andre Brandon. Going up for it, saving it inbounds was Brody Parker. Straight away driving is Shukai. Good defense on that possession by the Cougars. Reach in and a foul from Parker. That'll be the second foul on Brody Parker, team's third, as Gunnar Walters has the other. 16:26 to go in the first half, 8-6, St. Xavier in front. First game is hooking and hitting is Andre Brandon. First game of the Travis Bass Classic this weekend from Garth Pleasant Arena. The Warriors playing host to the Cougars as well as Taylor University and Cleary. 3 off the front of the iron from Shukai. Free throw line jumper buried by McRena. And later tonight, we will get the first look at Cleary University in men's basketball as they take on Taylor. Turning in the lane, floater no from Trey Ward. McRena, corner 3, comes up short, a line drive shot that time from number 33, then getting tripped on his way down was Andre Brandon. Brett White checked in a moment ago for Brody Parker. It's Shukai, Brett White, Walters, Pulatoglu, and McRena. Now Fisher comes in for Pulatoglu. Stepping back with it was Cedric Johnson. 15-19 to go in the first half. Looks like Braylon Toney will come in for Shukai. McRena, Fisher, Walters, Brett White, and now Braylon Toney, the 5 on the floor for the Warriors, stepping back right where that NAIA logo is on the floor across the way. Now McRena sends it to the logo for Braylon Toney. Toney had 17 points in the opener against Lambton last weekend, shooting 6 of 11 for the night, driving high off glass, no, tip from Fisher, no, gets his own miss, puts it up another time, still can't get it to fall, but we'll get a foul underneath. So far the Warriors 0 for 3 shooting from three-point range, shot at 56% from 3 last weekend. 10-8 our score, 14:49 to go in the half. We'll take a timeout on the floor on your home for Warriors basketball. Warriors 4 of 12 out of the gate shooting. They have 8 points. They trail by a basket, 4 for 7 on the other side for St. Xavier to begin the game. Just one free throw from either side so far. It was on an and one layup at the other end for the Cougars. 19 to shoot for the Warriors out of the timeout, 14:47 to go in the first half. They'll lob it up high for Braylon Toney. Into the corner it goes with 15 to shoot. They'll swing it around for Brett White. 10 to shoot for Gunnar Walters. He'll skip it over. McRena driving, turning, floating. Can't hit off the front of the iron. Rebound was pulled down with 2 to shoot for the Warriors. And again for Rochester, 0 for 3 from three-point range to begin the game tonight. They knocked down 19 in their big opening night win last Saturday, a travel called against St. Xavier. Again, game 1 on the weekend of the Travis Bass Classic here from Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen MacDonald here with you. Warriors hosting St. Xavier, Cleary, and Taylor University as part of the Classic. That'll be the second on Trey Ward. He'll check out for Kabelkis. Three team fouls on the Cougars. Warriors have 5 fouls on the other side, still trail it by 2. Brandon sends it near side, working against Braylon Toney. 3 is away, and it lips out. Driving baseline through a couple defenders and puts it in, Braylon Toney. Warriors needed that basket. Tied at 10, 13-23 to go in the half. Driving, getting bumped and fouled. Couple 24s going at it on that drive. Fisher bumps and fouls. Just the first foul on Fisher. First free throw is through, breaks the 10-10 tie. 13-19 to go in the half. At the line is Toyagic. Second free throw clangs off the back of the rim. Cougars reclaim the lead, pull up 3, splash. Brandon McRena triples. McRena has 7. Averaged just about 10 points per game last year on 37% from 3. They'll send it into the corner. Some miscommunication defensively from Rochester. They'll catch a break as the 3 rattles off. 13-11, 12:45 to go in the half. Fisher out high, looks to back his man in. That's Andre Brandon. He'll go right to the rim and kisses it off glass. First bucket for James Fisher. 15-11, Warriors by 4. And looks like we'll get an illegal screen by the Cougars. They got Toyagic. First foul on him. 4 team fouls for the Cougars. At the logo is Braylon Toney. 20 to shoot for the Warriors. Toney steps back on Cedric Johnson, tried to bounce it inside, looking for Gunnar Walters. 12 to go in the first half. Driving to the baseline, kicks it back outside, looked at the 3, kept it moving. Just above the free throw line with 8 to shoot. They go inside for Brandon. Can't hit the shot, but he'll draw the foul. They'll get Brett White with the foul, his first, team 7th. In the bonus are the Cougars with 11:39 to go. To the free throw line is Andre Brandon. Free throw is good. He'll have one more coming at the line. Brandon up to 6 points. Cuts the deficit for St. Xavier to 3. Can dig in a little bit more with the second one. Has it pop out. Toney gives up to Marzette, who's come in for the Warriors. It's Toney, Marzette, White, Fisher, and McRena, the 5 on the floor. White, long 3, and it's through. (17-12), 11:09 to go in the first half. Give the assist on that Brett White 3 to James Fisher. Brandon McRena leads everyone with 7. Andre Brandon has 6 to lead the Cougars. We'll get a technical foul free throw from McRena. He gets it to fall. 18-12 the score now. He'll add on to his game high. Now at 8 points, shooting 3 of 6 to begin the game. Mason Ross comes in for the Cougars. Ross, a freshman from South Holland, Illinois. Still 11:09 to go in the first half. Inbound comes to the logo. They'll give it right back to Mason Ross. 15 to shoot for the Cougars. They trail it by 6, driving, scooping, score it, and the foul. Cedric Johnson knocks down the shot, and he'll get a chance to go to the free throw line. That'll be the second on Fisher, team's 8th. Caleb Bird will check in for him. Free throw rips the net from Cedric Johnson. Five on the floor for the Warriors is Braylon Toney, Kalen Marzette, Brett White, Caleb Bird, and Brandon McRena. Mason Ross, Streeter, Kabelkis, Toyagic, and Ukatai. Couple subs in for the Warriors, Fisher and Walters. McRena and Bird will go to the bench. 10:43 to go in the half, 18-15 the score. St. Xavier shooting 5 for 10 to begin the ball game. Warriors 8 of 18, good for 44%. Their lone 3 so far, their 1 of 4 came from White. Tried to add to that. Offensive rebound, Marzette tapped outside and controlled by Streeter. A 3 could tie up the ball game at 18. 10:15 to go in the half. Stepping behind the screen was Mason Ross. 15 to shoot for the Cougars, backing down on Walters. High off glass, high arcing shot falls. We'll get a tie up and a foul on the inbound attempt. Foul goes on Mason Ross. 18-17 our score, 9:59 to go in the first half. We'll step aside on the Rochester Sports Network. Welcome back to Garth Pleasant Arena. 18-17 our score, 9:59 to go in the half. Stephen McDonald here with you. Gunnar Walters will go to the free throw line. And while we have a moment, I'd like to remind you that you can follow the Warriors on Twitter and Instagram at RUWarriors for all the latest news and scores. You can also follow Warriors basketball on Twitter at RUWarriorsMBB. Free throw is good from Walters. Should give him one more. Game one on the night as the Warriors hosting St. Xavier. Later tonight at about 7:30 Eastern, it'll be Taylor University matching up with Cleary. First game ever in program history for Cleary. Tony inbounds it, gets it right back from Marzette. It's Tony, Marzette, Brett White, Gunnar Walters, and James Fisher on the floor. With 15 to shoot, Marzette, top of the arc, sends it over to Braylon Tony. Dumps it inside for Fisher, backing in with 5 to shoot, has it rejected. Toyagic ripped it out of his hand. Has it now, sends it back to the logo for Mason Ross. Driving, kicking. Go cross court back to three-point land. Shot away and off from Kabelkis. Corner three for Braylon Tony. Can't hit the shot, but he hits the floor and draws the foul. 9:07 to go in the first half. They'll get Kabelkis for his first. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. To the stripe is Tony. First free throw, rims around and out. Has two more coming though at the line. Has 2 points so far on the night. Second free throw does go through. Tony 1 for 1 shooting to begin the night. Now 1 for 2 at the line. Brandon McRena still a game high 8 points. And Andre Brandon has 6 on the other side for the Cougars. Braylon Tony just 1 for 3 at the line on that trip. It's a 2-point ball game with 8:50 to go in the first half. Swing it around, driving with 10 to shoot, lay it up and in, going in on Marzette. Cedric Johnson the bucket, tied at 19. Pass deflected and out of bounds. Looks like we should stay at this end. Check that, they'll say thrown away by the Warriors. Looked like the Cougars may have gotten a hand on that ball. Send it far side of the floor, in possession with Sando Hill. Driving, send it back outside, up fake from Hill. 3-pointers on the way. Pops around and off. Fisher the board. Stepping back, free throw line, driving, sends it back outside. White, long 2 on the way, buries it. Warriors shooting 41% here in the first half so far. Still 50% on the other side for St. Xavier. They're 7 out of 14. Neither team really shooting well from three-point range. 1 of 7 for the Cougars, 1 of 4 for the Warriors. Up fake, going up and got it. Counted in the foul inside. They get Magrina for his first. That'll send Cedric Johnson to the free throw line, looking to complete an and one. It would also give his team back the lead. Free throw banked off the back of the rim, no good. 21 all with 7:28 to go in the first half. Poked free, Walters looking to get to it. It looks like they'll get Sando Hill for the foul going after that ball on the floor. That'll be the second on Hill. That'll send Gunnar Walters to the free throw line. Warriors game tomorrow will be against Taylor University right here at Garth Pleasant Arena. Again, this game 1 of 4 on the weekend for the Travis Bass Classic. Warriors hosting St. Xavier, Cleary, and Taylor University this weekend. We'll have Taylor University taking on Cleary later tonight at 7:30. Three is up and pure from Sando Hill. Racing across half court went Walters, tried to draw a little bump and a foul. And on a second try, looks like he'll be successful. That'll be the third on Sando Hill. Nine fouls going both ways with 7:02 to go in the first half. Cedric Johnson has overtaken the lead for the game, has 10 points on a perfect 4 for 4 shooting. Brandon Magrina still at 8 on 3 of 6 shooting. We'll go back down to the other end for Gunnar Walters. His free throw is good. Three points for Walters, all three coming at the free throw line. Second one is good as well, so all 4 of Gunnar Walters' points coming via the stripe. He gets the Warriors back the lead by 1, 6:55 to go in the first half. Backing in is Johnson on Marzette. They'll send it this way to the baseline drive. Rejected at the rim by Fisher. They'll skip it across court. Magrina up fakes for 3. Clangs off the heel. Would have brought the house down had he buried it. But an excellent rejection at the other end by Fisher. Swing it. Straightaway 3 comes up well short. Away with it come the Warriors, 6 and 10 to go in the half. Crossing over went Marzette. Free throw line jumper, too strong from Walters. With 15 to shoot, a whistle away from the basketball will get a hold on the Warriors. That'll be the first on Marzette. Pulatoglu and Tony come in for the Warriors. 5:49 to go in the first half. Toyagic at the free throw line knocks down the first. We're level at 25. Toyagic with 4, and he'll stay at 4 as he misses the second. McRena picked up the dribble. He'll move it along for Walters. Dribble handoff between he and Pulatoglu. 10 to shoot for Rochester. Driving, hooking, and connecting. Gunnar Walters, his first field goal of the night after hitting 4 free throws. Baseline drive, comes up short, got his own miss. He'll put it back up and in from Cedric Johnson. Back and forth we go in this first half. We had 5 minutes to play in the half, tied at 27. Rebound pulled down by Toyagic. Off and running is Johnson. He'll step back with it and look to set up the offense. Posted up, swatted away by Walters. Cougars able to recover with 10 seconds to shoot. They'll try to post up again with Andre Brandon. And with 6 to shoot, we'll get a whistle and a foul on the Warriors. Check that will go the other way. Foul was against the Cougars and Andre Brandon. 27 all, 4:35 to go in the first half from Garth Pleasant Arena on your home for Warriors basketball. Tied at 27, 4:35 to go in the first half. Stephen McDonald here with you on the Rochester Sports Network. Warriors shooting 38.5% so far in this first half. Getting bumped and fouled is Marzette on the inbound. They've made good at the free throw line, however, going 6 of 8 to start. Neither team has really turned the ball over either in this first half. Just 3 turnovers for the Warriors, 5 on the other side for the Cougars of St. Xavier. Free throw rims out for Marzette. Cedric Johnson leads everyone with 12 for the Cougars. Second free throw is good from Marzette. McRena on the other side for the Warriors has 8. while Walters has added 6. The second free throw from Marzette breaks the tie. It's 28-27. Give it off to Toyagic. All the way around the outside for Mason Ross. They tag Andre Brandon with his second. Warriors with the basketball up 1. Gives off to Caleb Bird. Shakes his man, goes inside. Got caught up and he'll travel with it. Hesitated for just a moment. Wasn't sure if he wanted to take that shot or send it outside. Had a wide open Brandon McRena in the corner. While they attend to a wet spot on the floor, I'd like to remind you that you can check out the Warriors team store for all your latest apparel needs. Everything Under Armour, including t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and more. You can head to rochesteruwarriors.com/team-store. That's rochesteruwarriors.com/team-store. 3:50 to go in the half, and an offensive foul away from the basketball. Warriors will get it back up 1 in a first half that's been loaded with fouls. $14 fouls for St. Xavier. Warriors with 10. Tony driving. Through some contact, got a shot off, but comes up short. In transition, 3, rips the net. Cedric Johnson triples. Johnson up to 15 points now on the night. His first 3 of the night in his first try from three-point range. He's 6 of 7 from the floor to begin. Also has 5 rebounds to his credit. 3:22 to go in the half. They'll send it to Johnson at the logo. Comes this way for Kabelkis. With 10 to shoot, driving, stopping, pivoting. They'll kick it back outside with 5 to shoot for Johnson. He'll step behind a screen, has to put up a shot, and does with 1. Coach Pleasant telling Marzette, push the tempo a bit here. 2:50 to go in the first half. His team trails it by a bucket. Looking to give it to Walters. Polatoglu got the pass away. Walters couldn't hit the shot. And it's deflected up and out of play by Marzette. Warriors shooting it just under 36% in this first half. They shot at 53% in the opener against Lambton. And again, just 1 of 5 shooting from three-point range as Walters sends it over to the corner for Tony. 2:20 to go in the half. He'll dump it inside for Polatoglu. Backing in, hooking, and just pops it off the back of the rim. Johnson with it, just at the logo. 3, Kabelski scores. Mason Kabelkis hits the 3. It's 33-28. The third foul on Mason Ross at the other end. For Kabelkis at the other end, that was his first make to give him 3 points. Just inside 2 minutes to play in this first half, 33-28. Walters with one more at the line. It's up and through. Walters 5 out of 6 at the free throw line now in this game. Just 1 of 4 from the floor. Cougars able to add on with a bucket at the other end. Fallback jump shot from Walters comes off. Driving, Johnson off the glass and good. Cedric Johnson has been a tough man to stop in this first half. 7 of 9 from the floor, has 17 points. Off and running are the Cougars. Just a little too hard off the glass that time on the lay-in. Tied up underneath the hoop. Away with it comes Marzette. Out of control on the drive. Tried to step through and draws the foul.
And we found the Cougars number 30, Cedric Johnson is first. Put number 5, Galen with 2.
Fouls on Johnson. Just his first. Fouls have really piled up in this first half as Marzette buries the first free throw. One more gets them to within 6. It's 37-31. Final 55 seconds of the first half. Across half court comes Johnson. Steps back at the free throw line, driving on Walters. Walters just walls up in the paint. Underhand flip shot, no good from Cedric Johnson. 37 seconds left in the half. Marzette driving left, off glass, got it! Puts it in, hits the deck, and draws the foul with 31 seconds to go. That'll be the second on Cedric Johnson. Back-to-back fouls for number 30 in red. Back in for the final 31 ticks is Braylon Toney. Marzette at the free throw line for the and one. Had it jump around, couldn't get it to fall. 30 seconds to go in the half. It's a 4-point ball game. Just about a 1.5 second difference between clocks. They will have to get a shot away. Driving, Hill. Lost the handle on his way up with 4. Looks like they'll whistle the Warriors for a foul. Second on McRena with 5.4 remaining in the half. That puts Sando Hill on the free throw line. Drops in the first. Back to a 5-point differential, 38-33. Second one through as well. They'll send Gunnar Walters in for Brandon McRena. And then quickly hopping off the bench was Brody Parker as well. They'll pull out Pulatoglu. Foul on the inbound. looked like the Warriors tried to get their three-point shooters on the floor for that final 5.4. They had Walters, Brett White, Marzette, and Brody Parker on the floor. Free throw from Walters is good. 6 of 7 at the free throw line in this first half for Walters. He's just 1 of 5 from the floor as he puts in the other free throw. 3 seconds to shoot as they bring it over. Stepping back, leans in, fires the three short, and that'll send us to the half. 39-35 is your halftime score. Get you some first half stats before we send you to the half. St. Xavier shoots 46.7% in the first half of play to Rochester's 35.5%. Warriors shot just 1 of 5 from three-point range after they dropped in 19 threes last Saturday in their big opening night win against Lambton. Cedric Johnson has a game-high 17 points. He shot 7 of 10 in the first half. He has 5 rebounds and 1 assist to go along with his 17 points. On the other side for the Warriors, Gunnar Walters finishes the first half with 9 points. He shot 7 of 8 from the free throw line, has 2 rebounds and 1 assist to go with those 9 points. 39-35, our score at the half from Garth Pleasant Arena on your home for Warriors basketball. Start of the second half, just about set to get underway. McArena will put it into play for the Warriors. He'll send it into the backcourt for Walters, and we are away for the second half from Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen McDonald here with you. Warriors trail by 4 to the Cougars of St. Xavier. Free throw line for Polatoglu. Outside 3, spins out for Anthony Shukai. Driving right in, scoring, and the foul. Cedric Johnson picking up right where he left off back in the first half. Johnson had 17 in the first 20 minutes of play, added 5 rebounds and 1 assist to that total. He'll have 1 more at the line to hit an even 20. 8 of 11 shooting for Cedric Johnson here tonight. Game 1 on the weekend as Parker steps back, long 2. And it's been tough sledding for Brody Parker here tonight. No points on the night after scoring 19 in the opener last weekend, including 5 of 6 from 3-point range. He's 0 for 4 here tonight as Polatoglu has it fall off his hands out of bounds. A lot of fouls back in that first half of action between these two sides. Neither team really turned it over a lot in that first 20 minutes, just 6 turnovers each in the first half of play. Outside, swing it around. In possession is Sando Hill. He'll drive on Parker, send it back outside to the logo for 3. Off the back end, no good from Andre Brandon. Skip it inside, looking for Shukai. Will go the other way with it. A turnover for the Warriors. And again, last week against Lambton in the opener, Warriors had 6 players with multiple threes in that game. They've hit just 1 here tonight. They're 1 of 6. And a corner 3 goes through for Sando Hill. 45-35 as Shukai drives. High off glass, no. Rebound pulled down Polatoglu and puts it back in. A minute 45 into the second half. Send it outside from Sando Hill. Had 2 Warriors on him defensively. Skying, putting it up over his head, no. Away with it come the Warriors on the lay-in. Brody Parker. We'll see if that gets Brody Parker going, his first bucket of the night. And something going back to that opener last week for Brody Parker that really stood out in that big win for the Warriors. Did shoot 5 of 6 from 3-point range. In his 2 years prior to this at Oakland University, hit just 3 threes in his career at Oakland. Had 5 in the opening night win last weekend. Whistle on a foul against the Warriors there. Still 15 to shoot for the Cougars. Sending it outside was Johnson. Stepping back, driving with 5 to shoot, 3 to shoot, have to put up a shot with a hand in his face. 3 rattles around and off. Rebound pulled down Polatoglu. Andre Brandon had to put up a shot as Shukai gets rejected at the other end. Later tonight at about 7:30 Eastern, it'll be Taylor University taking on Cleary on this floor as game 2 of the Travis Bass Classic. Another rebound for Polatoglu. Nearly misplayed it for Gunnar Walters. Corner 3, McRena. And the cold shooting from 3 continues for the Warriors. Also have to give credit to the Cougars pressing out on some of these 3-point tries. A drive and a flush for Andre Brandon. 16:20 to go in the ball game. 47-39 our score. Warriors shooting 34% from the floor. We'll get a bucket from Walters. Brings it back to a 6-point ball game. 16-11 to go in the game. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside on your home for Warriors basketball. Warriors trail by 6 with 16:10 to go in the game from Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen MacDonald here with you. Brody Parker still in for the Warriors, playing with 3 fouls. Walters comes up with the board. Walters made the shot going into the timeout for the Warriors. Layup is good from Brody Parker. Just his 2nd field goal of the night. They'll get Trey Ward with the foul. Just the first of the half for the Cougars. For Ward, it's his 3rd though. Free throw is good from Brody Parker. Back to a 3-point game as Brody Parker with 5 points already in this second half after being held scoreless in the first. Brett White steps into a triple, got the triple, big time shot from Brett White. We're tied at 47. The student section just below us to our left gets to its feet as White rings in the triple. Student section here at Rochester known as the Crimson Crazies. They'll launch it back outside with 8 to shoot for Sando Hill. Corner 3 hops off the rim and out for Andre Brandon. Warriors with it, 15 to go in the ball game. Walters driving to the baseline, steps through, kicks it back outside. Parker for 3, comes up short. Had a chance to give the Warriors back the lead. Warriors trailed it by 4 at the half. They're outscoring the Cougars 12-8 here in the second. High arcing 3 off the back end, pulled down by Brett White. That 3 a moment ago from White, just the second 3-point make for the Warriors tonight. Try to bounce it inside, looking for Polatoglu. Warriors just 2 of 9 from 3-point range, good for 22% on the night. just about a week after they went 56% from three, knocking down 19 in the opener against Lambton. They've shot it pretty well from the free throw line as well, 13 of 18 as the inbound goes out high for Parker. Sends it over for Brett White, who has 12 to shoot. Walters to the baseline, leans back, sends it outside for Brody Parker, has to put up a shot with 5. He'll spin and has it rejected, stayed with it, got the shot off with 1. They'll get a partial reset to 20. Floater comes up well short from Brody Parker. Johnson turns, dishes off for the slam, no good. Fouling it up and filling it up was Andre Brandon. .32 to go in the game. We'll get an offensive foul against the Warriors. Warriors' next game will be right back here tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. They'll take on Taylor University, who will be in action right around 7:30 p.m. Eastern here tonight. They'll take on Cleary in Game 2 of the Travis Bass Classic. Driving is Ward. Send it back outside for Kabelkis, And an offensive foul on the drive. Coach Ford looking for a blocking foul there, not going to get it. Third team foul of the half for the Cougars. 3 aside for both teams as we play out the final 13-10. Walters all the way in, untouched with the left hand. Evens it up at 49. Walters with 13 to lead the Warriors. That's slapped away and taken by Brett White, stepping through. Can't hit the shot. Fisher is there to clean it up. 51-49. To the front court comes Cedric Johnson. He'll drive on Fisher, no. But a foul on James Fisher. Fisher, 4.7 rebounds. Second foul on him. That'll send Johnson to the free throw line. He's 3 of 5 at the stripe so far. His first one splashes through. One more coming, has a chance to draw level at 51, and does just that. 22 for Cedric Johnson. He's 5 out of 7 from the free throw line, has it now. He'll float it to the baseline. Extra pass deflected out by James Fisher. That was Streeter looking to hook up with Andre Brandon. Inbound goes to Brandon. Walling up was Brett White. Stepping out to the logo is Trey Ward. He'll work on Brody Parker. Corner 3 on the way. Off the heel, no good from Kabelkis. Send it this way for White. 11:50 to go in the game. We're even at 51. Back outside. Parker looked at the 3. He'll drive in. Off glass. Got it to go. And we'll get a timeout called. 53-51. Brody Parker lays it in to send us to the timeout. 11:41 to go. We'll step aside on the Rochester Sports Network. Brody Parker hit the shot to send us to the timeout on the floor. He has 7 points in the second half alone. Here tonight, had no points going back to the first half of play. Stephen McDonald here with you. Warriors in a battle with the Cougars from St. Xavier, 53-51 with 11:30 to go in the ball game. Warriors +5 in points off turnovers. They also have a +5 advantage in rebounding, as floating and hitting is Andre Brandon. And just as the scoreboard indicates, not too much separation statistically between these two teams tonight. Putting up the shot, no, but getting fouled was Shukai. Team's fourth on the Cougars, and as Shukai steps to the line, I'd like to remind you that you can subscribe to the Rochester Sports Network here on YouTube so you never miss a moment of Warriors athletics. Free throw good from Shukai. Live streaming of all home games archived right to the RSN feed. We'll have every basketball game, every home game this season streaming live right here on the Rochester Sports Network. That includes tomorrow afternoon's game against Taylor. Second free throw jumps off the back of the iron. Offensive rebound controlled by Fisher. Losing it in the paint is Shukai. We'll get a tie-up down on the floor. Possession arrow favors the Cougars. Thanks to the free throw, 1 out of 2 at the line by Shukai, 54-53 with 10:50 to go. Johnson sends it to the corner. Before the shot, looks like they'll say stepping in the corner. That was Kabelkis. Looks like maybe just put his heel down on the line. They'll launch the inbounds this way for Brett White. Off a screen from Fisher. Looked over his options. He'll rise for 3. Driving on Fisher. Send it back outside. We'll get a whistle on the drive. They'll get Fisher. He was working against Toyagic. That'll be the third on Fisher, team's 5th, with 10:28 to go. Inbound comes to Andre Brandon. He'll back in on Brett White. Turning, scooping, can't hit the shot, but he traveled before the shot. Was Toyagic. Warriors shooting at 38% on the night, just 2 of 9 from three-point range. 43% from the floor on the other side for the Cougars. To the baseline goes Parker. Outside up fake from Shukai. He'll go all the way in, high off glass, and puts it in off the square. Three-point differential for the Warriors, 9:45 to go. Toyagic swings it around. Stepping back with it is Mason Ross. He'll drive to the free throw line against Brody Parker. Turned it over. On the lay-in, spins it home. Gunnar Walters sinks it in transition. 5-point ball game, 9:29 to go. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside from Garth Pleasant Arena. You're watching the Rochester Sports Warriors have outscored the Cougars 23-14 here in the second half. We're back out of the timeout. 30-second timeout called by the Warriors. They lead it by 5. Walters hit the layup in transition to send us to that timeout. Looking at the three, got the three, Andre Brandon. And for Walters, he has 15 to lead the Warriors. Brody Parker has 7 points, all coming in the second half. 9:03 is left in our ball game. Foul on Mason Ross. That'll be his 4th, team's 5th. Trying to fight through some contact from Mason Ross. No call that time against 0 in red. All the way down to the baseline went Shukai. Warriors throw it away out of bounds. It'll be a turnover charged to Shukai. That'll be the Warriors' 10th. Straightaway 3. Lots of arc on that shot. Can't get it to fall. Warriors clinging to a 2-point lead, 58-56. 8.5 to go in the game. Ross got a hand on it in the corner. From just along the corner of the baseline, inbound comes from Gunnar Walters. Still 15 to shoot for the Warriors. Shukai to the rim, comes up short. Follow-up does go for Brett White. Right place, right time for number 10. Driving on Polatoglu went Johnson. Pass underneath. Taken away by the Warriors. 7:55 to go in the game. They lead by 4. White, 3 on the way, no. Parker able to get to it for the Warriors. The shot clock reset to 20. There's 13 left on that. Stepping back, free throw line, pull-up jumper, splash! The bucket and the flex for Gunnar Walters, 62-56, 7:28 to go, and we'll get a timeout called by the Cougars. Gunnar Walters, 17 points. He's 5 of 9 from the floor. 62-56 our score on your home for Warriors basketball. Warriors lead it by 6, 7:27 to go in the game. Stephen McDonald here with you on the Rochester Sports Network from Garth Pleasant Arena. They've outscored the Cougars of St. Xavier by 10 here in the second half. Out of the timeout, Trey Ward with it. Stepping back at the free throw line was Streeter. With it now and has 8 seconds to shoot is Ward. Into the corner for Sando Hill. Baseline drive, swinging around into the hands of Johnson. He'll pull up at the shot clock and sinks it. Big time shot from Cedric Johnson. 24 points for number 30 for the Cougars. He's 9 of 13. Line drive shot rattles around and drops for Gunnar Walters. He has 19. 6.5 to go. Into the corner for Johnson, and an offensive foul on the drive from Sando Hill. Both players remain down on the floor. 6:33 remaining in the game. Warriors lead it by 6. Both players slowly make their way back up, look to be okay. They'll both check out. That was Hill and Anthony Shukai involved in that collision. Parker McRena, Brett White, Polatoglu, and looks like Gunnar Walters on the floor for the Warriors. Walters off a screen from Polatoglu. On the wing for Brett White, he'll send it down low. Polatoglu with 13 to shoot. Walters behind the back dribble. Bounces it inside for McRena, lost the handle. Turnover by the Warriors, 6 minutes to go in the game. Ward floats it down low, up and over the head of Andre Brandon and out of bounds. Quick break for Shukai after that collision with Sando Hill. He comes back in. Looks like he'll spell Brett White. Bit of a trap put on in the front court. Parker, 4-3. Cleaned up underneath. Tough night shooting from 3 for Brody Parker tonight. Helped out that time by Polatoglu. It's an 8-point game inside of 5.5 to go. Warriors trailed at the half by 4. They've controlled the second half 31-19 in this second half of play. Stepping back with 12 to shoot. They'll go into the corner. McRena, too long on the triple try. Two of 12 from three-point range for the Warriors. Pass almost intercepted by McRena, stepping into the 3 and spinning it off was Andre Brandon. Inside of 5 to play as we hit 4:45 to go. Walters will take it across half court, and the Warriors will take a timeout, up 8 with the ball. 4:43 to go in the game. You're watching the Rochester Sports Network. Warriors lead it by 8, 66-58, 4:40 to go in the game. Out of the timeout called by Rochester. Parker, dribble handoff from Polatoglu, nearly lost the handle. Shot clock reset off the bobbled handoff there. Looks like they'll adjust that. Currently shows 26 after they reset it, but again, shot clock should not have reset. 4:29 to go in the game. And while they reset the clock, remind you that the next home game here at Garth Pleasant Arena, the men's basketball team will be back in action tomorrow, November 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern as they take on Taylor University on day 2 of the Travis Bass Classic. We'll have that live streaming for you right here on the Rochester Sports Network. Parker with it, 5 to shoot. He'll drive in, score it! Brody Parker has 9 points, all coming in the second half of play. The Warriors lead it by 10. Inside bounce pass layup, good from Brandon. Andre Brandon has 15. Check that, 17 points for Brandon. Polatoglu down low, steps through, tries to hook it up with the left hand, no. Cedric Johnson leads everyone with 24 points. He also has 7 rebounds and a pair of assists as well. Gunnar Walters leads the Warriors with 19. Johnson adding to his total with the bucket there. It's back to a 6-point game, 3:20 to go. Stephen McDonald here with you. Walters sends it over for McRena, gets it right back from him. 13 to shoot, floater off the front end. Following his own miss was Walters, and then trying to send it back out high. Throws it away, looking for Shukai. James Fisher comes in for Polatoglu. 3:03 to go in the ball game. It's McRena, Shukai, Fisher, Brody Parker, and looks like Walters. Trey Ward, Kabelkis, Andre Brandon, Toyagic, and Cedric Johnson, the 5 for the Cougars. Straightaway 3, ring it up. Kabelkis triples. He has 6, and it's back to a 3-point game with 2:40 to go. Driving baseline and drawing the foul is Gunnar Walters. Give the assist on that last 3 from Kabelkis to Cedric Johnson. The foul goes on Cedric Johnson. That'll put Walters at the free throw line where he's been excellent here tonight. Walters 7 of 8 at the line so far. First one's up and through. Second one, can't get it to fall. He'll go 8 of 10 at the free throw line here tonight. 2:35 to go in the game, 4-point game. Warriors in front, Johnson with the basketball. Outside, Trey Ward. Looks like he wants to post up Andre Brandon. He'll do so, turns and hits on James Fisher. .210 to go in the game. Warriors up 2 with the basketball. 15 to shoot for the Warriors. Walters with it at the logo. Skip it over Brody Parker, driving, spinning. Can't get the shot to fall, came up just short. Rebound away for Johnson. Can Tyre take the lead? He'll go in. Hook with the left hand and scores it 69 all with 1:40 to go. Johnson with 28 points. Walters for three. Can't hit. Warriors continue their cold shooting from three inside of 90 seconds to go. Stepping over midcourt is Trey Ward. He'll signal for a timeout with 1:22 to go. 69 all from Garth Pleasant Arena. We'll step aside on your home for Warriors basketball. We're level at 69, 1:22 to go in the ball game. Game one on the weekend in the Travis Bass Classic. Looks like Taylor University and Cleary University beginning to stretch just off to the side as they'll get underway just about 45 minutes from now at 7:30 Eastern Time. Inbound comes up top to Cedric Johnson. He has 28, a game high. Send it outside, 10 to shoot. Picked up the dribble. They'll move it along for Trey Ward. He has 5 to shoot, working on Polatoglu. Turning, shooting. This shot's going to come up short. Doesn't catch the iron. It's a shot clock violation. Warriors will get the basketball back with exactly 1 minute to go in the game. Some full court pressure being put on by the Cougars. They'll drop back as it's in the hands of Gunnar Walters. He has 20 to lead the Warriors. He'll send it to McRena for three in the lead. Yes, sir! Brandon McRena, his second triple of the night. 72-69. Warriors with the lead. 45.8 seconds to go. A timeout called. We'll step aside. This is your home for Warriors basketball. The Warriors have not shot it well from three-point range here tonight. They're 3 of 14 for the game, but Brandon McRena's second triple on the night gives the Warriors a 3-point lead, 45.8 seconds to go. Out of the timeout called. Stephen McDonald here with you. With it at the logo is Cedric Johnson. Has it stolen away. Shukai into the front court, 32 seconds to go. There's about a 5-second difference between clocks. So if you can get a stop, because there's a bump and a foul. Foul goes against Tojagic. 22 seconds remaining. To the free throw line goes Anthony Shukai. He'll sink the first free throw, and it's a two-possession game. Just the fourth point of the night for Anthony Shukai. He's just 1 of 7 from the floor. 73-69, timeout called on the floor. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Cedric Johnson with a game-high 28 points, shooting 11 of 16 from the floor. Gunnar Walters leads Rochester with 20. He's 6 of 12 from the floor, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. Andre Brandon has added 19 points, 9 rebounds, and a couple assists as well. With that three to give the Warriors the lead just a few moments ago from McRena, that puts him in double figures at 11. He also has 4 rebounds as well. Brody Parker with 9 points, all coming in the second half of play. Shukai will have one more at the free throw line out of the timeout in just a moment. And Stavros Polatoglu quietly with 8 points, 9 rebounds on the night. Rebound comes away to Andre Brandon as the free throw just fell off for Shukai. 15 seconds to go. It's a 4-point game. Layup good by Trey Ward. That sends us to a timeout called, 73-71 with 13.6 to go. We'll step aside for just a moment on the Rochester Sports Network. Rochester Warriors up to 73-71, 13 and a half to go in the game, 13.6 seconds to go in our ball game. It'll be a baseline inbound for the Warriors, and Anthony Shukai does get it in to McRena. Stephen McDonald here with you. Shukai trying to break out. He'll get wrapped up and fouled by Mason Ross. Shukai with 4 points on the night. He's 2 of 4 from the free throw line, just 1 of 7 from the floor tonight. for Shukai last week in the opener against Lambton. Had a bit of a tough go last week as well. Started 0 for 7 shooting as he knocks down the first free throw. Then capped off the game going 4 of 5. Back to a 3-point game, 8.6 seconds to go. Second free throw is good. That's a big free throw from Shukai. Racing ahead is Trey Ward. He'll go in, lay it up with 3.2 to go. And we'll get a timeout called once more by the Cougars. They trail it by 2 with 3 seconds to go. And we'll step aside one final time on the Rochester Sports Network. All you can hope for if you're the Cougars of St. Xavier is a quick steal on the inbound and a bucket. They trail by 2, 75-73. Inbound goes to McRena, and he's fouled with 1.3 seconds. Warriors on their way to improving to 2-0 on the young season. St. Xavier, unless something can happen in the final 1.3 seconds, will drop their season opener, but a hard-fought contest at that. Cedric Johnson has 28 for the Cougars, 19 and 10 rebounds for Andre Brandon. Free throw swishes through for McRena. 3-point game, 76-73. They'll send James Fisher in. He'll stand back at his own free throw line. Second one good for McRena. 4-point game, and that should just about do it as he steals the inbound, and that will do it. Warriors win it 77-73, your final score. They improved to 2-0 on the year as St. Xavier falls to 0-1 to begin their season. Get you some final stats from this one before we sign off for the night. Warriors outscore St. Xavier by 8 in the second half, 42-34 in the second half of play. Shot at 40% from the floor for the game, but again, just 21% from three-point range. Gunnar Walters finishes with 20 to lead the Warriors. Brandon McRena has 13 and 4 rebounds, while Stavros Politoglu finishes with 8 points and 9 boards. On the other side for St. Xavier, Cedric Johnson finishes with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, while Andre Brandon has 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. So for SID Hussein Murray, I'm Stephen MacDonald saying so long from Garth Pleasant Arena, where your final score one final time is the Warriors 77 and the Cougars 73. This has been a presentation of the Rochester Sports Network.